Hey guys, how's it going? I just want to make a video to review yesterday's work as I had a couple people reach out to me with some questions. So let's talk about yesterday's questions based on the article that you guys had to read. So here's what I got here. First question: using the requirements that you guys read about, do you need to file a tax return this year? So you need to file a tax return if you made over this much money in 2019, and for 2020 it's going to be 12,400. So I'm halfway through grading them. I'm going to finish grading them as soon as I'm done with this video. But the majority of you guys answered that you either had to file a tax return or you don't have to file one because you don't work and therefore you did not meet this threshold requirement. So next, as a teen, filing a tax return can be a mostly straightforward process. However, you may be wondering how that process changes if someone claims you as a dependent or if you are a self-employed worker. Read these excerpts from 2 different articles to learn about what to do in these scenarios. So you guys all read the article, and then you had to answer whether these 4 people need to file their tax return. So first one: Amanda can be claimed as a dependent and earned $850 last year. So Amanda does not have to file an income tax return because she did not hit this income threshold. So her dependent status actually doesn't matter. It's really about this income. So Greg can be claimed as a dependent and earned 12,500, so he broke the threshold, so Greg needs to file a tax return. Jason can't be claimed as a dependent and he only earned $1,500 last year, so again, he's below the threshold. So no Jason, he does not have to file a tax return. And then lastly, Erin also can't be claimed as a dependent but earned $14,000. She's above the threshold, she needs to file her income taxes. So the next question 2, and I don't know why my numbers got messed up here. This should be 3, 4, 5, and 6. The article mentions that if you are owed a refund from the IRS, you won't be penalized if you file your tax return late. However, why might you want to file your tax return on time? So here's how that works. You are only penalized for filing after the April 15th filing deadline if you owe money. If you somehow know ahead of time that you are going to get a tax return, you've overpaid your taxes, then you don't have to file a tax return. You're not going to be penalized. They're not going to hit you with late penalties because the penalty is a percentage of what you owe. If you don't owe anything, then they can't penalize you. The reason you want to file it on time is because the IRS only gives you 3 years to file your tax return. So, first of all, if you want to file on time, you want to get your tax return on time because you're owed money. That's money you're owed back. You want to get it, so you want to file that tax return as soon as possible. The longer you delay, the better chance there is that you can forget about it. And then, if 3 years go by, you're not entitled to that money at all anymore. So that's why you would want to file your tax return on time. Question 3. When filling out a W-4, in what situation would a team want to claim exemption from federal taxes being withheld from their paycheck, and what is the benefit? So for this one, the benefit here, and the reason you would want to claim exemption is if you know you're not going to hit this $12,200 threshold, right? So you probably know once you get a job and you know how much you're going to get paid and you know how many hours a week you're working, you're going to know whether or not you're going to hit this $12,200 threshold. If you think you're only going to make, $7,000, $8,000 for the year, then you can file for an exemption and then those taxes won't be withheld from your paycheck. So instead of this is what I did when I was in high school. I had the taxes taken out of all my paychecks, and then at the end of the year, I got all my income taxes back because I didn't hit the minimum requirement for paying income tax. But if you're someone who wants to get your full paycheck up front because you know you're not going to have to pay taxes in the end anyway, then you file for that exemption. All right. Number 4, if you are asked to fill out a W-9 instead of a W-4 when you first start a job, what does that mean? What kind of taxes might you have to pay, and how much are they? If you are filling out a W-9, that means you're self-employed. Okay, you're self-employed, and you are going to have to pay what are known as self-employed taxes. The self-employment taxes come out to 15.3%, and that's equivalent to Social Security and Medicare, basically all the FICA taxes that you pay all year long. And you are required to pay those in question 5 if you're self-employed, if you earned over $400. So even if you don't meet this $12,200 income tax threshold, if you make more than $400, you still need to pay your FICA taxes. Okay? So that's when you would be required to fill out the W-9. And the last question, what kinds of jobs are exempt from paying the self-employment tax and why? So if you are self-employed and you do jobs like babysitting, lawn mowing, housekeeping, that type of thing, you are considered by the IRS to be a household employee, and you are exempt from paying those self-employment taxes. Now, a lot of people wrote the clergy is not required to pay those taxes. I didn't see that written in the article when I read the article. I mean, perhaps I missed it. I should go back and look again. I wasn't sure, just because I saw several people mention it. I'm not sure where you guys were getting that information from. You could be right. I would have to double check it. And I will double check it, but I didn't see that piece written in the article that I assigned. So I'm going to go back and look at that, but I hope this helps any of you guys who were confused. And I hope you guys have an easy time with today's assignment. So I'm going to post this up now for you guys to watch, and I will see you guys soon.